Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for you. My name is Justin Colimp, and that whole host of names I always joke about, but I never really say, and I'm never really gonna say. But I'm gonna keep doing this joke because I like it and it's good for my opening, and I'm gonna ran this joke into the ground. With that said, the Everglow has published out his translation or the translated version of the global release for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And I'm doing something I haven't done in a long ass time, and that is do a video on Kingdom Hearts. Now, there's a few reasons why I haven't really done a video on Kingdom Hearts in a while. A, I know the fans are ravenous, and I'm one of them. We like to nitpick and be a bit extra, is my phrase now. With that extraness comes something that a lot of fandoms have to deal with eventually, and that is the fact that we take what we do kind of serious. A really good example of this is taking a look at like HMK Killers and all his stuff. Prodigy, BioRoxas, who dibs on that dude. He did such a great job coming up. Mondo respect, dude, if you watch this. Because we're that level of extra, a lot of people are making response videos to or react videos to the end of Union Cross, and I'm not going to. And it's mostly because of this. The fact that there was a darkness inside of Xehanort doesn't matter. Yes, I said it, I'm going to stand by it. It doesn't matter. Because we already knew he had a great deal of darkness in him. It's been in our face for years that he has a great amount of darkness in him. So I have zero given for that. Same thing applies to the Dream Eaters being former Keyblade wielders. It did not happen exactly how I thought it would, but every last one of the Keyblade wielders have either reincarnated or have become something more than what they were. Now, my own personal theory was a lot of them became Darklings, and Scala ad Kalam would end up being a huge city full of Darklings running around. And apparently they just turned into Dark Dream Eaters, and again, it doesn't matter. We know at least 500 have survived. And the reason we know at least 500 have survived is because we've all pulled up our handy dandy our little remote here when we were playing Kingdom Hearts 3 and mashed that button 500 times. Yes. We know at least 500 passed. We know at least 500 probably became Dream Eaters. We all know that they transformed themselves at some point. This is not some grand revelation. And if you want to give me shit for that, I have my Twitter at me and I will talk to you. I just don't find this to be impactful. And I know I'm the only one probably saying this, but it's another disjointed story within the greater Kingdom Hearts lore. That's all. The reason why I had such a problem, and the reason why I haven't done a Kingdom Hearts 3 review like a lot of other people who are doing, who are either active or who regularly do YouTube, is because Kingdom Hearts 3 stories, each world is disjointed. You get 30 seconds to a minute. I haven't actually done the time. Give me a little bit of hyperbole here. You get about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe 5 minutes of story time dedicated to the actual grand scheme in Kingdom Hearts 3. Everything else is dedicated towards this story in that world. I've bitched about this. I've ranted about it, and if you have ever had a conversation with me about Big Hero 6's universe, San Fran Tokyo, I have complained about it regularly that is the greatest disappointment in all the worlds that there was inside of Kingdom Hearts 3. And let me tell you why. You had a perfect opportunity to have an advanced civilization. You had the perfect opportunity to show how this advanced civilization was making your robots, your replicas. You had an enemy within that universe who could still be angry and bitter enough to become a Heartless. You have all of these things, and you completely disconnect it from what's going on in the universe. Literally, the story should have had them going from place to place, following patterns of, we're getting spikes in energy of this, we're getting spikes in energy of that. There's a world with two bright lights and we don't know what's going on. You should investigate that. And then you don't have to change shit about the frozen world. Arendelle doesn't have to change because you're literally there to investigate the two pure lights. And you have a reason for them being there. It's not random chance. It's not random luck that they happened on this world where Larxene is. Where Larxene is going at basically trying to capture two of the pure lights. You now have a reason for them being there. Same thing applies to Pirates of the Caribbean. You say, hey, we think we saw someone go into this world. We saw a massive portal spike pop up. I followed it to this world. Riku has contributed to that. You can use the Realm of Darkness for more than just a place where Aqua was. And it's the reason why I as much as I like Kingdom Hearts 3, I like the combat, I like the overall story. Again, like I said in Prodigy's chat a few weeks ago, the biggest failure on the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 is Xehanort. No one else. Xehanort did not name him a master when he handed him the Keyblade. That was fucking ludicrous, and that should have happened. That's like taking something that's golden and shitting on it just to say, haha, I ruined this moment. And that's the reason why I haven't really made these videos. I don't want the fans to come at me, to be honest. I'm finishing up school. I'm working to get into my degree field, which is cybersecurity. And I haven't had the time. The video I made a month and a half ago for extra credits is their video randomly popped up on my recommended on YouTube. I watched it. I was horrified by it. By all the little implications that they wanted to avoid saying. All that little garbage that they went out of their way to avoid. But with that said, I do want to go ahead and point out that the ending of Union Cross doesn't change anything, really. Unless Dream Eaters are going to play a huge part in the second phase of Kingdom Hearts, which would probably be 4 through 6, whatever the next saga is, there is no real impact for me. I see it as a disjointed story. Before Mom moved the Master of Masters, in case you haven't heard that acronym, Mom moves forward into the future to go ahead and try and capturing Kingdom Hearts. Find a place to permanently capture all 13 of the Darknesses. All it's gonna do, and by the way, I am not saying I'm above this. I am saying I'm right along there with there because I've already put some theories in my head. Right now, the theorizing doesn't matter because the end of Union Cross hasn't changed anything. We know there's 13 Darknesses. We know there's 7 lights. That hasn't changed. And I want to address something real quick. Whenever you have an enemy that you often can't beat because the enemy is more powerful, you often get more. that is something that people forget. So you have 7 Keyblade wielders defending light. Not pure Keyblade wielders, mind you. Just Keyblade wielders defending the light. You know, one-on-one, you're not defeating their champion. How do you defeat their champion? You do it like every JRPG has done for the last 3 decades. Yeah, about 3 decades. You get more than your enemy, more than your opponent, more than the stronger person. A really good example of this, and I think this, it's more than 30 years. Because I remember playing Final Fantasy 1 back when I was like 6 and 7 years old, and I'm 38 now. So, whenever I say this stuff, just to let you know, I'm not dogging on the series. I think the games are fine. Union Cross got to the point where you basically had to spend money to get anything good and worthwhile. I couldn't beat the game because it was overwhelmingly either a time sink or a money sink. But I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 3. I liked the ending. Remind was excellent as far as I'm concerned when it comes to DLC. Getting to see other sides of that conflict that you didn't get to see when you were just playing through as Sora. But here's the catch, and this is where I'm really beginning to hit a point. I want to continue my theories. And I probably will once I get settled in. If I get a job where I want to get a job at. It maybe require a move. But I will say this. This is something that needs to be put out there. Right now, going crazy with the theories is only going to drive us mad. I would avoid it for now. I don't think the ending to Union Cross was anything special. Again, it feels disjointed, not connected to anything else. Unless Nomura pulls something out of his ass that is just spectacular. Yeah, I just see it as the same thing, the same kind of B grade fucking writing. And I say it's only B grade because it's not S tier. It's not A tier. Because you miss opportunities, huge gaps for character development throughout the entire games. So, what you may see me do is I may occasionally pop in. I may throw down a suggestion or two. I may throw out a theory. But it's not going to be a full-time thing anymore. I will go ahead and address something else. I will not do a review. If I do a review, it will be on my own time. And it's going to be way after the game has been published. So, it's going to have no fucking effect. So, I don't care. You can consider this a pseudo-review for if you want to. Kingdom Hearts 3. Highly recommended. Union Cross. I don't recommend. Containing the Darknesses. Ooh, my. You can't kill it, but you can defeat it. Come along, that's not a new idea. Hell, I've written a book and I have the protagonist win the fight in the end. But they don't kill the enemy. They only win the battle. And that's something I think that we're seeing, but we're not really getting when it comes to stuff like this. So, if you do have questions about this and you want to hit me up, comments, hit my Twitter. It's just that CoolImp. You can join my Discord if I happen to put the link in there. I don't think I have been for a while, and probably the reason my Discord has nobody in it. But please, go ahead, comment, subscribe, like, dislike the video. I don't care. This isn't a job for me. This is something I do for shits and giggles now. Well, I do want to say good night and may joy be to you all.